Hello YouTube, welcome back. 100 days walk. We're doing day number 15, and got a few subject matters for you today. And I think what we'll do is start off with make sure we can see me. I got the sun to my back, so I hope that you can see my face okay here. But what we're gonna do is first look at the topic of upload like a pro to get 10 times more views. Upload like a pro to get 10 times more views. Here's what we have. I reviewed another channel and consolidated the data, and I'm bringing it to you. Here's what we have. One of the things they said to do that is you have to look at your file name. And you know, one of the things I had seen before, but I'm beginning to focus on more because I've seen this is like the second or third time I've seen this made mention, and it says that your file names are important when it comes to loading your files and getting them uploaded into YouTube, where the algorithm will pick it up. And you know, all small channels are trying to get the algorithm to pick it up, and me no exception. Small channel, and taking all the advice I can, doing the studying. And one of the things that I'm focusing on right now is one of the things I'm focusing on right now is in fact what they just recommended. The file name. It's got to be important for somebody to discover it. And here's the channel. I mean, here's the results of what I learned from this one channel. They said that the algorithm looks at the file name, and it is hoping that the file name and the title have keywords are about the same. Like here, I'm giving an example. Like, say for example, here's just an example. The example in this case is, let's see if you can see me. I'm going into a highly shaded area. Hope you're going to be able to see me. God, I hope you can see me. But in this particular case, they're talking about you have to have a file name. This is the example. You have to have a file name that says, I want more views, instead of a regular old, like a random, file name. And in the title, it has to have certain keywords that matches the file name. And in this particular case, let's focus on want more views. They're saying want more views in the file name and in the title, and they're saying that's going to help. I'm hoping it's going to help because I've incorporated it. I've started doing it. And oh, hey, it's a nice sunny day. Let me give you the context of the day. It's a nice sunny day. However, I'm bundled up because we're battling a little coolness every now and then, and I'm just ready for today. But it is another nice day, nice and bright and sunny. Nice and sunny. You can't ask for a sunnier day. But yeah, the file name is one of those things you have to keep in mind. And let's look at the second one. The next one we have to think about, and I'm just getting started, so if I seem winded the first about 3 to 4 minutes, that's because I just got off the couch. I tell you what, I was looking at, believe it or not, I was looking at some reruns of Jerry Springer. But let's go back to what the subject matter is, what we're talking about today. We're talking about getting these YouTube small channels up and going. and making sure that these things can, these people can get in the game. And I'm one of these people that we're talking about. But it's going to be uploading on a regular basis. Can you see me? God, I hope you can see me there. But yeah, uploading on a regular basis. And here's what they mean by that. There's a thing that they're looking at called frequency. And with the frequency, the algorithm also, okay, watch this here. I've got a real life example I'm going to talk about when it comes to frequency and uploading like on a schedule. Imagine you had somebody that shows up. Oh, no. Imagine you don't have a car and you have to get to work. And you have somebody to come pick you up. And they show up on time every morning at 7 a.m. It becomes predictable. The algorithm is looking for predictability. It's looking for some consistency so that it'll know what to do, where to grab it, where to send it off to. When I say send it off, I mean to the audience. What audience to send it off to. But it's looking for that. So it's looking for some consistency. So you have to upload regularly. And I was like, I haven't broken that yet. I have been, let me see, can I see myself? I do upload regularly, right? So I'm not missing any of the regular uploads. So I'm not penalizing my small channel by doing that. However, they said that they want you to make sure you keep the algorithm happy. And part of keeping the algorithm happy is to give it something that it is expecting. And it's expecting that. It is expecting the data to be uploaded regularly. So whatever you do, make sure you keep those 2 points in mind. Now, let's move to the third point there. That third point is real critical too, because they spent majority of the time talking about this here. And it is this. It says you have to make people stay engaged, right? And part of staying engaged is you have to daggone capture their attention within the first 30 to 60 seconds. You only have 30 seconds to get them, and you got to keep them within the first 60 seconds. And if you grab their attention between the 30 and 60 second mark, if you can grab them and hold them for 60 seconds, you're on your way to uploading like a pro. And the title of this here segment, let's call it a segment here, is uploading like a pro to get 10 times more views. Yeah, I like that title. But that's important. So, we got that out the way. Let's see what we can talk about next here. Boy, I tell you what, some days, man, I tell you, some days are just prettier than others talking. And some we're walking and spreading knowledge. We're walking and talking about how to build up small channels like mine. And I'm learning as I go and sharing as I go, so that we're if it's anybody keeping up with this daily, they're walking through this here, we'll be growing at the same time, and hopefully we'll take off, and hopefully we'll look back and say, yeah, we learned the hard way. I mean, we learned, let's call it the hard way. We learned the hard way, but we learned. And the hard way, what I mean by that is we're studying a lot of channels. And I mean, we're studying channels. And I'll be the first to tell you, I'm on there for hours and hours and hours and I'm just extracting what I can to help the small channels get off the ground. All right, that's gonna do it for that one. Let's see if we can move on to the next topic. You ready? Here we go. This next topic is gonna be how to get more views faster on YouTube. That's a good topic too. And one of the things that they're pushing right now is this here. They're saying that the hot thing right now, or what it appears the algorithm likes right now, it really likes this here. And I hadn't paid any attention to it, but now that I've discovered it, this method, it seems like I see it real clearly now, but I didn't even see it before. But they're saying that the algorithm likes when you are recording video from your car. Lost my shade there. I hope you can see me. There, I'm back with you. It says that the algorithm right now loves videos from your car. And after today, I am going to shoot a few videos from the car and see if we can trigger the algorithm. But still gonna do the walk and talk 100-day walk and present the data from the channels to you. But I'm gonna also give like a supplemental, let's call it that, a supplemental video where I'm gonna be recording from the car. So you should see that coming. I'm gonna do some recording from the car, and I want to test that part of the algorithm. And a lot of people, a lot of stuff has to happen in time. Like the timing has to be right. And like the algorithm might like the videos being captured from the cars right now, but it also could die down and go, well, I ran through that phase and I'm no longer into the car videos. But right now, the algorithm liked the car videos, and guess what? I started looking at a lot of videos being shot out of cars, and I saw the views, and I was like, oh man, it's recommending these things. So it's true. It's true. I'm here to tell you, it's true. So when you get a chance, shoot some videos from your car, and it should help you. So let's see what we can talk about next here. Oh yeah, how to get more views faster on YouTube in 2024. The other one is this here. It says that it doesn't say. I went to these channels, but the next issue, is they were saying make your videos like you're not under any pressure. And I thought about that, and I was like, man, that's pretty good, because here's the reason why they said that. They said when you're under pressure and you feel like you have to create, and you'll be pushing yourself, and sometimes you can push yourself in the wrong direction versus relaxing and doing it. Because they said this here. They said people can connect with you. People can connect with you. And this one guy was saying that when you're under pressure, they can sense it, because they're not going to feel like you're talking to them. They're going to feel like you're making a video to get out content. And then, some of us feel pressure, because you want to get out a video every day. So I can see how the pressure might get to some people. But they're saying that don't let that pressure get to you. Man, don't walk under that pressure pipe. Say, let it go. Say, do it to where you're happy with what you're doing. And if you get videos out let's say once a day, then if that's where you're comfortable, do it right there. Don't pressure yourself to get 2 of them out or something like that, for an example, because it's going to be seen. It's going to be felt by the person looking at your channel. And I'm like, oh man, that makes a whole lot of sense to me. But nonetheless, wanted to share that with you. Don't put yourself under any pressure. Don't put yourself under any pressure. Just go ahead and do it like you're having fun. That's the way of putting it. Yeah. Do it like you're having fun. And the person that's looking at it, they're going to see it that way too. It's going to come through to them, and they're going to stay engaged. That means they're not going to click off your channel. They're going to be hooked in because they enjoy what they're looking at. And that YouTube algorithm wants everybody to stay for a while too, because that's how it measures the success of these channels. So that helps. Oh yeah, the next part of getting videos viewed faster in 2024 is this here. It says, from the research, it says that small channels should join a community group. I ain't never heard of no community group for small channels, so it got my attention. It says join a small group and get into like a community environment, like a community environment of small channels, for example, because they said that there you're gonna find some encouragement. Well, here's the one thing they focused on more than anything. They said when you subscribe to their channels, they'll turn around and subscribe to your channels, and then all of a sudden you're both increasing your content subscriber base. And I'm like, I can see that, but that's not the only reason though. They were talking about one of the reasons why you want to join them too. One of the main things was they were talking about sharing ideas. Let's see, man, I sure hope you can see me. I don't want to waste hours and then find out my face is not being seen. Where was I? I was talking about the community group, saying, well, I was just on something good too. But I just looked at myself. It just got to an angle where I could see myself, and I looked real dark. And I was like, I sure hope that I could be seen. Talking about the community. I'm back at it. It's back with me. I was talking about sharing ideas. All right. Sorry about that. Back with you though. It was talking about sharing ideas, right? And that was one of the most beneficial pieces that they were talking about. They were talking about, hey man, when you link up with a small community of people, you know, when you think you know it all, you don't know it all. You'll be talking to somebody, you know, and when I say talking, you know, I'm talking online, chatting and through, you know, like groups and stuff, community group conversations. Man, you'll get an idea from somebody. You'll get an idea from them that had never occurred to you. That's why they were saying it's important. So that was a big piece too. That was a real big piece the more I think about it, because nobody knows it all. But when you put, here's an example. It used to be it wasn't a motto, but it was a little thing that we went by, you know, 2 heads are better than one, you know, and when you have a group conversation going, you get more from a group than you get from a single individual. That's true, because you can say, you can have an idea and somebody could crush that idea, and you believe it or not, you may be like, oh man, he crushed my idea, but it could be good. You know how? Because if it was a failed idea, it just saved you a lot of time. You would have been working on something that wouldn't have worked, and all of a sudden you would raise your head up like weeks later or something and realize, man, that didn't work. But when you have a group, a community working on something, somebody might say, hey, I don't think that's going to work. And then they'll give you a reason why. And then you'll be like, man, I didn't even think about that. So, yeah, the community, they say that's important. And me, I agree. Well, I think the last piece on this here is, I was just talking about, people can sense stuff, when they're looking at the video. Here's the final piece. They said, when you're doing videos, have a positive outlook. Be positive, because people can feel that, they can sense that. And here's an example. If you're in a bad mood, people don't want to see that stuff. They do not want to see it. Be like, man, I got my own problems. I didn't turn on this channel to look, to grab some additional problems. But they were saying that have a positive outlook, because, people like positive stuff, because they got enough negative stuff right now going on in their lives. And when they come to your YouTube channel, they're probably coming, if they're not getting a product or something, they're coming, for entertainment, to get something from your channel. And I can assure you, they don't want to take anything away unless it's going to be beneficial to them. That means the positiveness has got to come through to them. So that wasn't the main piece, but they did spend some time on that, saying that you need to have a positive outlook, and you actually are enthusiastic while you're creating your content. Yeah, you got to be enthusiastic while you're creating your content. So those were the items. Those were the items to get more views faster in 2024. So let's go ahead now and go on to the next subject. Let's see what we can talk about. I got it. How about this here? They were talking about the blueprint to go viral. They said there's a blueprint for going viral, and watch this here. It is coming from a expert's point of view. It's coming from an expert's point of view. So this isn't just somebody saying, hey, you got to do A, B, C, D, and E in order to go viral. These are people who have proven success, been at it for years. And one of the things you got to focus on is this. You have to learn from the industry leaders. I thought that was kind of boring when they said that, but I thought it was valid. And let me tell you why I thought it was boring and valid, but true. And that is, you got to learn from the industry leaders. Like I have, in fact, at times talked about learning from the best, right? And, an industry leader would fall in that category. Somebody that's really good at something, and they're number one, because on every platform, there's somebody who's got more views than everybody else. They have 100 million views here or 100 million subscribers there. Those are industry experts. And it says you got to learn from them. The blueprint for going viral is to learn from industry leaders, because when you start studying them, you'll start mirroring their ways. Mirroring, I like that. You'll start echoing their ways. And when they say learn from them, they literally mean you got to sit down and listen to some of these interviews, because, you know, they sit there, some of these guys go, hey, like, here's an example of, in this one case, of an industry leader being able to teach you something. You just clicked on a channel, and this guy says, I'm interviewing none other than Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so, so-and-so, the number one content creator in, and they'll just say hypothetically a specific industry, you know, like, I'm gonna say cooking. I like cooking. And they sit there and they talk, you know, and they tell you everything. They tell you about their journey, and they'll tell you, you know, hey, this is what I did, and this is what happened to me, and they give you all of this data. It pays to sit down sometimes and listen to them, because they may tell you something that'll help you down the line. That's the way of putting it. You'll get it today. You'll get it today, but it'll help you tomorrow. Another part of going viral, or the blueprint to going viral, is you got to talk about your brand. So every time you get a chance, talk about your brand. Make all kinds of videos about your brand. Just talk about it, and talk about it again. That's how you go viral. And whatever you do, I mean, it's easy to stumble around and talk about, like, talk about one subject matter today, and then talk about one subject matter tomorrow. And then, you know, you got something on your mind today, and you're talking about that, but you're shooting videos, and you're like, well, I'm making videos, you know, I'm putting content out there. And you look at it as if you're putting content out there, constantly putting content out there. But it's more than that. Don't just put the content out there. Make all these videos count. Talk about your brand. And when you get tired of talking about your brand, talk about your brand some more. And then when you get tired of that, talk about your brand again. But keep talking about your brand. They said that that's what you got to do, because the more info you put out there on your brand, the more chances you have at going viral on it. And they said that's part of the blueprint. They call it a blueprint. Like, hey man, if it's the blueprint, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Oh, but yes, that's part of the stick to itness. We're gonna stick to it. Oh, all right. Now let's go to our fourth subject. What's our fourth subject gonna be today? What can we talk about? I got it. Let's talk about how do you hold their attention once they click on your site? How do you hold that person's attention once they click on your site? And man, this is kind of some technical data here, because this one dude, you know, he had built all these millions of followers, but he was talking technical. And it's technical to it in a sense, but it's not really technical. But he said, hey man, he said, look at your retention metric. He said there is a thing called a retention metric. And that is how long you keep them on your site, right? And, you know, I mean, the whole purpose of this here is, you know, once they click on your site, you want to grab their attention and hold it, right? He said the first thing you got to do is start looking at your retention metric. See how long, you know, go to YouTube and look under your analytics and find out how long people are literally staying there. That's going to tell you a lot about your channel. You have to know about your channel. You have to know what's happening. Don't matter if you're a small channel. If you're a small channel, you still have to know what's happening so that you can correct as you go and trust me when I tell you, it is it's like corrections, constant corrections, you know, because in order to get somebody to hold them, you may have to constantly reinvent yourself. You just may have to reinvent yourself. And can you see me? You may have to just constantly reinvent yourself. Don't think you're going to be one way the whole time. You're going to have to add new stuff. You have to grow in different areas. You're going to have to change up strategies. You may have to bring in some people. I mean, you know, the world don't stand still. You know, it keeps moving. And that means changes has to be made. And to that retention metric, you got to look at it. You got to measure it. Find out what people want when they want it, because you want to retain them there, because the algorithm is looking at how long people stay there and how many buttons they push, how many times they click and like or click and subscribe, but how many buttons they push. Algorithm is looking for it. One of the other things is this. It says to keep them once they click on your site. Now this is kind of strange, but I kind of like it though, because I can relate to it. It says at some point figure out how to engage them by name. And I was like, what the heck does that mean? I did. But then I thought about it after I started doing a little bit more research, and I'm gonna simplify it for you here. If everybody's got ESPN, right? And there's on ESPN, they have what they call pardon the interruption. Well, if you're not familiar with it, let me tell you what it is. Pardon the interruption is like a little ESPN show where the guys refer to their listeners, I mean the people that are viewing the ESPN channel, as knuckleheads, right? And they don't mean it in a derogatory sense. You know, they're just saying, you know, that's how they just refer to them, like, hey, football fans, or hey, Warriors, or, you know, or hey, Panthers, hey, Cougars. You know what I'm saying? It's just a name. It's just how they all identify. Figure out a way to identify with your people. And he said the best way is by name. And then I was like, how on earth are you going to come up with something like that? And then I thought about it. I was like, hey man, ESPN, and pardon the interruption, has done it brilliantly. I mean, it's a college course 101 on how to talk directly to your audience. And I was like, man, that's smooth. I like that. I think I can come up with something like that. And it's got to come to a point where we can get to that, you know, because this is all done in stages. Boy, I tell you what, I'm almost ready to shut it down. Another way that you grab and hold their attention is they were saying that tell them while they're on your site that you've got a message board or something like that. You got ways that you can interact with them, because, you know, they may want to be heard. You know, they may want to share some ideas. They may want to tell you something. And when you got them engaged, when they feel like they're a part of something, they're coming back. And, you know, they said like a discussion board. And I was like, man, that's cool. Because they will be, that means somebody's, you know, normally that's a daily thing. You know, when you have some kind of a discussion board, people show up for that every day to give input. And man, if you got somebody coming back every single day, that means you've held their attention. And, you know, we were talking about the retention rate, you know, and that's gonna bring them back. And you know what? Some days are easier than others. I've been walking for a while, but you know, some days you just don't have it, it's not as energetic. I didn't have my soda today. That's probably what it is. And believe it or not, sugar can kind of give you energy, I guess. Because I was thinking about a soda on the way over here. I was like, I sure would love a peach drink. Or, man, an orange crush. And believe it or not, another one I like is a Fanta grape. And I was like, man, that would have been nice to have. But YouTube, day 15 is behind us. Want to say to you, thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Talk to you.